Hello, everyone. This is Adam Abraham, and let's have some toilet talk today. Well, yeah. We're going to do this because it just amazed me to discover how many people's minds are in the toilet. And, well, just to give you an idea what I mean, this gentleman right here is about to do a video. He did a video. In fact, he did a video that was published in December of 2017. And the subject of the video actually is returning toilet ring. And so that is what we're talking about. Turns out that that particular video, since, well, now this coming December will be 5 years, has had 4.1 million views. Now, this particular organization is called the Maid Training Academy. And so the purpose of this video is to, what do you do when you are encountering toilet ring and it keeps coming back? So essentially, I'm going to run this a little bit, and he's going to give you a setup, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So you see what the problem is.
A returning toilet bowl ring can be a real challenge. This video is not about getting the ring off, which we do. It's about preventing the ring from returning so quickly and in some cases severely.
I'm not going
If you look online for a solution, you get all kinds of different advice. In this video, we are taking a scientific approach by testing the top 3 recommended solutions in a side-by-side comparison to see which solution truly works best.
Oh, scientific. This got to be
Through this scientific approach, we did find the answer.
conclusive now.
Stick around because I think the results just may surprise you.
So, yeah, probably will. Because now what we're going to do is he's going to show you what the top recommended methods for getting rid of, I want to say bathtub ring, but we're talking about toilet bowl ring, like what you see right there. So let me roll it a little bit more.
So this is what we're dealing with. This is a bi-weekly customer. So 2 weeks ago, we got the toilet ring completely gone, but yet it did come back, and it came back kind of severely. So how we're going to do this is we're going to divide this toilet into 4 quadrants. One quadrant of it we're going to clean like we normally do with a toilet brush, a powder cleanser, and even a little bit of bleach. Then we're going to take the remaining 3 quadrants and we're going to clean each one of those using the top 3 recommended solutions for getting a toilet ring and preventing them from coming back.
None of those solutions involve vortex generators, just so you know, or you probably understood that right off. But let's see what the top 3, what their method is, and the top 3, because he's going to do 4 of them. You'll see.
Here are the top recommended solutions. The first and the most popular is the pumice stone. The second solution is lime away. Of course, this is a spray, and as it claims, it destroys lime and calcium and rust. We'll find out soon enough. And of course, we are going to use latex gloves. And then the last solution is Barkeeper's Friend. It is a powdered cleanser. It's a little expensive, but it does a great job on porcelain and ceramic, which of course is what a toilet is. And with this, we'll use a blue sponge, which is a little bit more abrasive than the light-duty white sponge.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do is use the lava rock.
Now, I'm going to move through this because what they're going to basically be doing is physically addressing that particular ring. So you can see the lava rock is being used to scratch it off, essentially. Then he's going to do what you see right there. He's spraying on some stuff, that lime away, etc. Fascinating bowl work. There's one of those interstitial commercials that no one wants, but there it is. Here's some comment. These are things we're used to seeing and get rid of. And that's that. Whatever that is, that's the 4. Now, I'm going to move through this. This is 17 minutes, and hopefully I'm not going to take that long, because in 2 weeks' time, it turns out there it was again.
But it's still there. So none of them worked. And so my thought was, well, then what's gone wrong here? So my thought was, well, is the toilet bowl etched? Is the ceramic pitted? In other words, has that water line on a 20-year-old toilet, which is what we're dealing with here, that the ceramic is just eaten away?
Now, I dare say that every toilet that is showing this etching or having this accumulation and creating this ring, they're not all 20 years of age. You can see what he's doing. This is part of the scientific results, and he's seeing even after cleaning it and looking at it real closely, there was still some residue that wasn't caught. And his basic premise is that this remaining stuff becomes what is there to attract more, so to speak. And the term for that is called nucleation. Now, he's going to do it again using his method. And there were some parts in here that, here we go, let's see.
We're going to continue the experiment by dividing it in half. We're going to use this one on the right-hand side, and this is, I left the label on, Scotch Brite Heavy Duty. This is where you put your laundry, your dishwashing soap in there, but we're not going to do that. But I am going to take that off there, and you can see that I turned off the water, and then I flushed the toilet to get the water down away from that water line, but still having some water here that we can work with. So I'm going to bring a little bit of water back up here, and what's going to happen is as soon as I start scrubbing here, just like before, that ring's going to disappear, but that's not what we're trying to get it off. We're trying to get the microscopic buildup that's still on there, obviously by the pictures and by the definition that's coming back so quickly, and we're going to scrub it and 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 scrub it until it comes off. So hopefully you won't get too bored. We may even speed this part up a little bit to get through it. So here we go.
You're going to scrub it and scrub it and scrub it and scrub it. And here, the bottom line is that it still didn't work. Look at there. This is after all of that, 2 weeks later. So imagine when we've got that kind of situation going on. Like I said, 4 million views. Apparently this can't be just for all maids having this as a problem, but still it caught the attention of enough people that they watched this and they listened, and there was a reason for people watching these videos. And yet no vortex generators are considered here. These are situations, obviously there are no vortex generators most likely. And vortexing, having a vortex unit on the line, because the upshot of this, when he saw that after doing it there, scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and still 2 weeks later, still having this discernible recurrence. When they finished 2 weeks prior, they either didn't see anything or hardly saw anything. And 2 weeks later, there was an accumulation again. And that is simply because the state of the water that was actually the source water had not changed. And so what basically is occurring is that every time you flush, you're bringing in that same type of relatively stagnant water, which is now doing what? Sitting there in the commode there until such time as one flushes again. And if the elements in that water are inclined to fall out of suspension, which is all this is, then every time you flush, it's going to layer on or leave behind a little bit more and a little bit more, to the point that within 2 weeks' time, well, you got another one. So the actual answer to this is to change the state of the water. Vortexing that water source would basically make those cluster sizes smaller. The chemistry of that water will actually be changed and improved. The electrical composition, there are going to be more electrons available in that water. There's going to be more oxygen available in that water. There actually, because of the types of agitation, the water itself, from the H2O, you have other derivative compounds such as H2O2, such as O3, such as HHO. There are a number, H3O2. Ultimately, the water has the capacity to form a number of different combinations and compounds that have different types of effects. So instead of having to bring these additives in, such as the various bleaches and all this elbow grease and everything else, and having not actually changed the functional state of the water, its penetrability and its clustering properties, then you just continue making work for, well, for the maid, okay? And maybe the maids, I don't know if maids want that. I think a maid, if I were a maid, I would want to help a customer basically know how to just not have the problem in the first place, and the maid not have to clean that up every 2 weeks or have to be judged by how well they did or did not do that. And not to mention the actual benefits to the health of the client themselves. I mean, you don't have to say it, but you can still know that it's a benefit to them to have more functional water. If the water is not dropping elements just by sitting around in 2 weeks' time, it also means that it's delivering elements inside where it goes. This also works in agriculture. Our customers, same type of thing. They make an investment in fertilizers and different products to nourish their crops, and having vortex water or vortexing their water basically ensures that what they've invested in those minerals, first of all, number one, are delivered into the plant through the root walls, and additionally, it does it so efficiently that they can actually use less. They can use not only less inputs, less fertilizers and everything else, but they can even use less water. How cool is that? So I'm going to keep it at that. Gee, maybe it's good that this is only my third time doing this, but your time is valuable and mine is too. I can ramble on. I have a lot of stories that we can tell, and we will tell them. And also, we'll welcome your questions and stuff like that. If you got questions about vortexing and how it works or what's different about it, let me know. Contact us in the comments below of this video, or contact us through our website at presidentwater.co. Any way you want it. We even have a toll-free number, which you can find is 888-777-6045. Until next time, peace, be well, great water to you.